There comes a moment when we trust completely, when we believe that everything is under control, that each variable was predicted. The system knows exactly what to do, and then he does it, exactly as instructed, without hesitation, without question, flawless, and that's when everything falls apart. For decades, critical operations depended on people making split-second decisions. Operators monitored panels, interpreted signals, and reacted to anomalies. The problem is that humans get tired. They get distracted. They make mistakes under pressure. And when the volume of information grows, the ability to process it all decreases drastically. Imagine hundreds of data points arriving simultaneously. Temperature, pressure, speed, position. Each one demanding attention. Each one potentially critical. A human operator needs to identify the pattern, compare it with previous experiences, and decide if something is out of the ordinary. All this while other systems continue operating. It's not sustainable. Automation emerges as an inevitable solution. Sensors capture data with absolute precision. Algorithms process information thousands of times faster than any human brain. Protocols eliminate ambiguity. The system doesn't get nervous, doesn't panic, doesn't ignore warnings because it's busy with something else. It simply executes. And for years, this has worked perfectly. The engineers faced a clear challenge: how to create a system that reacted quickly enough to prevent catastrophic failures, but without creating constant false alarms that would lead operators to ignore them. The solution seemed obvious: establish precise limits based on historical data. If the temperature exceeds a certain value, activate cooling. If the pressure drops below a certain point, activate backup. If the speed exceeds expectations, initiate safety procedures. Clear, objective rules, exhaustively tested. Most importantly, the system needed autonomy. Waiting for human confirmation would mean delays of precious seconds. So, the decision was made. In critical situations, the system would act immediately, without waiting for approval. It would inform the operators, of course, but it wouldn't wait for them. This choice made impeccable sense. Analyses showed that most serious accidents happened because humans took too long to react, or reacted incorrectly under stress. The system would eliminate hesitation, it would eliminate doubt, it would execute the correct protocol instantly. You, in their place, probably would have done the same. But every system needs assumptions. And here was the main one. The sensors would always provide correct data, or at least data within an expected margin of variation. The designers knew that sensors could fail. That's why they installed redundancy. 2 sensors, sometimes 3, measuring the same thing. If one showed an inconsistent reading, the system would compare it with the others and discard the anomalous value. Simple, efficient, safe. What wasn't considered with the same depth was, what if all the sensors reported something technically correct, but contextually impossible? What if the reading was accurate, but the interpretation was fundamentally wrong? This scenario was discussed, briefly. The conclusion was that the chances were too remote to justify additional complexity. The sensors were high-quality equipment, regularly calibrated, and installed in strategic positions. The probability of them all failing in the same way, at the same time, and still passing internal validation tests, that simply wouldn't happen. So the system was programmed to trust the data. As long as the sensors agreed with each other, the information would be treated as absolute truth. The weakness was hidden in the system's architecture itself, not in a faulty component, not in poorly written code, but in the fundamental assumption that sensors measuring the same variable, under normal conditions, would never agree on something false. The system relied on consensus. If 3 sensors indicated the same reading, this was treated as confirmation of reality. But consensus is not the same as truth. It is merely agreement. And under certain conditions, all sensors can agree on something that does not reflect the actual state of the world. Imagine positioning sensors that rely on external references. If these references change simultaneously, all sensors will report a consistent change. The system will see uniformity in the data and interpret it as accuracy. There is no internal mechanism to question whether the basic premise that the measurement environment remains stable is still valid. Here's the crucial point. The system lacked the capacity to interpret absurdities. A human would look at certain data and think, "This doesn't make physical sense." They would question it. They would seek visual or contextual confirmation. The system, on the other hand, saw numbers within technically feasible parameters and executed the corresponding protocol. There was no layer of sanity, no philosophical check-in of the "but could this really be happening" type. Just, the sensors say X, the protocol for X is Y, execute Y immediately. The absence of doubt, which seemed to be the system's greatest strength, revealed itself to be its deepest vulnerability. Because doubt is interpretation, and interpretation requires understanding not only data, but context, history, plausibility. Things that no set of rules can fully capture. The system was perfect, technically flawless, and completely blind to a specific type of reality that its creators never imagined possible. And then exactly what the system was programmed to do happened. The sensors detected an anomalous condition, all simultaneously. Consistent readings within technically feasible margins, but indicating an imminent critical situation. The system compared the values, checked for redundancy, confirmed consensus. All the data pointed in the same direction. The protocol was clear. Given those specific readings, the automated response should be activated immediately. No delay, no human consultation. Exactly as designed for real emergencies, and the system ran perfectly. There was no malfunction. No component broke. No algorithm failed. No operator made a mistake. No sabotage. No negligence. The system did precisely what it was built, tested, and certified to do. The problem wasn't in the execution. It was in the unseen premise that no one had deeply questioned. That consistent sensory data always reflects true operational reality. The sensors were technically correct. They measured what they were designed to measure. They reported accurately. But what they measured was not what the designers assumed it would always measure. The context had changed in a way that the system could not detect, so he reacted to a threat that existed only within the internal logic of the system itself. A threat constructed by literal interpretation of accurate but contextually misleading data. By the time human operators finally realized what was happening, it was too late. The system had completed its sequence. It followed every step of the security protocol. It did everything correctly within the framework it knew. And that's exactly what it was, doing everything right within a limited understanding of reality, that generated consequences that no test, no simulation, no risk analysis had predicted. Technical perfection proved insufficient in the face of the complexity of the real world. In the first few seconds, no one fully understood what was happening. The panels showed the system executing emergency protocol. Warning lights were on. Automatic procedures were underway. Everything was as expected for a security response. After 30 seconds, the first operator questioned the system. The readings that justified the activation didn't make sense when compared to direct observation. Visual indicators showed normal operation, but the system was already compromised in its sequence. Within the first minute, attempts at manual interruption were made. Override commands were typed. Emergency passwords were entered. The system responded as programmed. It rejected human intervention during the execution of a critical safety protocol. This functionality existed specifically to prevent panicked operators from disabling essential protections. At 3 minutes, partial isolation. Secondary systems began automatically compensating for the actions of the primary system. There was no coordination planned for this situation. One security system working against another security system, both trying to protect the same infrastructure. At 5 minutes, the protocol was completed. The system entered standby mode, awaiting human review before resuming operations. Technically, it had fulfilled its function. Faced with a perceived threat, it neutralized the risk and stabilized the environment. The impact was systemic. Not just on the physical installation, but on institutional trust. Reports were produced, investigations were conducted. The technical conclusion was clear. The system operated according to specifications. No protocol violations, no equipment failures. But operations were temporarily suspended. Protocols were revised. Additional layers of human verification were implemented. The cost was measured not only in lost time or resources spent, but in the uncomfortable realization that technical perfection does not guarantee a correct result. There were no villains in this story, no incompetent engineers, no negligent managers, no distracted operators. Just competent professionals building a logical system to solve a real problem. The failure wasn't human in the traditional sense. It was epistemological, a limitation in how we understand and model reality through rules. Every automated system operates within a model of the world. This model is necessarily simplified. It captures the variables considered relevant, ignores those considered irrelevant, and assumes that certain fundamental conditions remain constant. It works perfectly until one of these unseen assumptions ceases to be true. The modern world is full of such systems. Algorithms that approve credit based on historical patterns. Traffic systems that optimize flow by assuming predictable behavior. Medical protocols that recommend treatments based on statistical probabilities. All incredibly efficient, all operating on assumptions that we rarely examine. The issue is not about abandoning automation. That's impossible and undesirable. The issue is recognizing that systems, however sophisticated, always operate within epistemological limits. They don't know what they weren't designed to know. They don't question what they weren't programmed to question. The lesson is not to distrust technology. It's to understand that absolute trust in any system is, in itself, a vulnerability. That automation should include not only efficiency, but humility, an explicit acknowledgement of its own limitations. We continue to build more complex, more autonomous systems, more integrated into the critical infrastructure of civilization, and this is necessary. But each system carries within it unseen assumptions about how the world works. The question that remains is not whether these assumptions will fail again, it's when, and whether we will be prepared to acknowledge that the system did exactly what it was supposed to do, within a world it never fully understood.